So Ignacio, you talked about this a little bit in our conversation about mentoring and coaching and doing things like that. We all have people who have influenced us in our lives at one time or another. Sometimes it could be for a second, sometimes it could be a lifetime. When I speak, I talk a lot about my grandfather. Him, my grandmother, my mom, my aunt, they came from Kiev a long, long time ago, and they immigrated to Canada, and I was born there. But when I was five or so, my grandfather used to take me for walks in the park in Montreal, and I saw that he talked to everybody, which is probably where I get it from. And he talked to everybody, so one time I said, I called him Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said, well, one day, he said, you see that guy over there? One day I smiled at him, and he looked up and smiled at me, and he came over and he talked and this and that. We became friends. We're doing stuff now and everything. And while we were doing that, someone else saw that we were smiling and laughing and came over also. And I, as a 5-year-old, I said, "Hey, man, life is simple. I just got to smile and stuff." And then you get older, you realize, yeah, it kind of is that simple a little bit,
It is.
but it is that simple. So, with that said, I'm sure you have lots, but can you share with us two or three people that have been influential in your life?
It is for sure. From younger, my father, he was an entrepreneur. He was an amazing human being. He would sit down and talk to me not only about business but about life and where he came from and where my grandparents came from and the necessity of not having food to eat and the necessity to go in and work. They had when they came from the boat from Palestine to Argentina, there were 13 brothers, but six of them passed away, and all of their hardships. And my father and my grandfather were always still there to try to help people. And it, in the moment that they had nothing, they will still give whatever they could in order to be able to help other people that were around them. And to me, that was just such a great thing to learn. So he's the biggest influencer in my life is my dad and my grandfather for sure.
Love it.
But then outside of my family, look, I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. One day, I'm in a show and I'm sitting at the bar. I'm having a drink, and I look up and I see this gentleman coming, surrounded by people, and everybody looking at him, and everybody talking about him. And I was like, I don't know who that is. He came over and stood next to me by the bar. He ordered a drink, and we started talking about the drink he ordered because I talked to everyone like your dad. We would have gotten along. I smile at everyone and I talk at everyone. If you leave me in a room alone for 5 minutes, I have 100 friends by the time you come back. So I immediately started talking to him, and we moved from the bar and we sat in a chair and we talked for like 3, 4, 5 hours. His name is Raj Trivedi. He was the CEO of La Quinta Hotels that they sold to Wingham Hotels.
Mhm.
This gentleman changed my life. He mentored me. He helped me in the industry. He, up to today, every time that I have a problem inside of my business that I'm not sure how to fix, I call him. He immediately we jump on a Zoom and we talk, and he puts me straight, and he tells me how it is. He never lies to me. He's my mentor. And the same thing he does for me is what I try to do for my teammates. At the end of the day, it's about passing it forward, right?
Yeah.
But he's a person that definitely, business wise, as an adult, really changed my life. I have many people I can talk about from different flags and different clients that have taught me so much. I think. I'm the kind of guy that walks in an elevator and I say, "Hi, how you doing? I hope everybody's having a good day," right? Sometimes people look at me like, "You're
But
insane."
are you the type of guy that when you're in the front of the elevator, you turn around and talk to everybody?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right? And sometimes people look at you like you're crazy.
Of
What is
course.
this guy on, right? But I don't know. I don't care. I
It's
mean,
fun. It's fun. It's fun. Sometimes you turn around and you say, "We are gathered here today." And so You know what it tells us exactly what you just said. It tells us that we're influencing people all the time, whether we know it or not. And it's a choice of, do you want to be positive or the alternative? And it shouldn't be an alternative, because you could make a big difference in someone's life and not even know it and still make that difference. So thanks for making a difference and thanks for sharing that with us.
And thank you very much, Mark. It's always my pleasure.